Have you ever felt like your own mind is kind of working against you? You know, like a lack of focus or willpower is the one thing really holding you back? Well, today we're going to dive into a powerful set of timeless rules for building true mental strength. And this is all based on the wisdom of Shri Kishore Singh Ji Visharad. Let's get into it.
So here's what we've got lined up. First, we'll break down that cycle of negative thoughts that can get us all stuck. Then we're going to uncover the real source of our inner power before jumping into the main event, 15 practical rules to build it. After that, we'll explore the absolutely incredible power of focus, and finally, reveal the very first step you can take on the path to real, lasting success. You know, it all starts with a voice, doesn't it? That little whisper in the back of your head that says, I'm insignificant, I can't do anything. This thought, this little seed of doubt, that's where a weak will is born. It's that feeling of being totally trapped by fate, paralyzed before you even start. But what if I told you there's a way to silence that voice for good? All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the cycle of negative thoughts. And listen, this isn't just about feeling a bit down. No, this is about a really destructive loop that actively paralyzes your willpower and creates this constant looming fear of failure that can pretty much dictate your entire life. And you can really feel the consequences of this cycle, right? I mean, it makes even the simplest tasks feel impossible. You might start things with a big burst of energy, but then it just fizzles out, leaving behind this trail of unfinished projects. And over time, this feeling of helplessness just takes over. And your most powerful mental tools, your ability to think, to compare, to imagine a better future, they all just start to get weaker. And this is a brilliant way to see the real-world impact. So picture this, two shopkeepers. One is just sitting there, his face full of despair in his empty shop, literally swatting flies. He's just suffering loss after loss. But his neighbor? He's got a constant smile, just radiating self-confidence, and hundreds of customers are flocking to his shop every single day. The difference isn't what they're selling, it's the direct result of a weak versus a powerful mind. Okay, so let's shift gears and start building toward the solution here in Section 2, the source of your power. Because this is the crucial takeaway. Mental strength isn't something you're just born with or without. It is a skill. Think of it like a muscle. It's something you can build, you can train, and you can strengthen, just by following a clear set of rules. You know, so many of us wish for a stronger, more focused mind. We might even try a few things here and there, but it often feels like we're just, as the source text says, eating sweets in our minds. We're enjoying the idea of success, but we don't have a real plan to get there. The desire is there, for sure, but the roadmap is missing. Well, that's about to change. And here we are at the very heart of it all. Section 3, the 15 rules for mental strength. These are the practical, actionable steps that form the bedrock of a powerful, focused, and ultimately successful mind. So let's break them down. Let's start with the basics, the foundational daily habits. See, these first 6 rules are all about connecting your physical health to your mental clarity. It begins with really simple things, getting up early to walk in the fresh air, eating light, simple food, and even just drinking water before you start your day. These aren't just health tips. They create the stable physical platform your mind needs to be strong. Then we move to the mind itself, practicing deep breathing or pranayama to calm your system. And finally, applying that calm to what you do. Focus on one thing at a time, and once you've made a decision, you move forward without any fear. It's all about building a solid base of deliberate, focused energy. All right, next up, we're moving inward to cultivate a winning mindset. This is all about rewriting that negative internal voice we talked about at the beginning. The rules here are about self-belief. You have to stop seeing yourself as insignificant and actively, every single day, visualize your willpower growing stronger. It's a daily practice. And just as importantly, it's about emotional discipline. You have to protect your mind from destructive forces like envy and hatred, while actively holding on to things like honesty and empathy for others. This is like building internal armor that protects your focus and your resolve. And finally, we've got the rules for purposeful action, basically how you carry yourself through the world. This means being intentional with your time and your energy. Always be engaged in something productive. Don't just let time slip away. Conserve your mental energy by avoiding those nervous, useless habits. It's also about what you consume. Surround yourself with thoughtful people and read good books because they literally shape your inner world. And seriously, never, ever underestimate the power of your own demeanor. Keep a smile on your face and find a reason to have a good, hearty laugh every single day. Okay, so we have the rules. Now let's explore the core principle that makes them all work. Here in Section 4, the amazing power of focus.
I mean, why is concentrating your mind so unbelievably important? Well, think about it like this. An unfocused mind is like sunlight that's just spread out over a huge area. Sure, it provides some light and some warmth, but its power is totally diluted. It's gentle, but it has very little impact. Your thoughts are scattered, your energy is divided, and nothing really gets done. But what happens when you take that exact same sunlight and focus it through a magnifying glass onto a single tiny point? Its power increases hundreds of times over. It becomes so concentrated, it can literally create fire. That is your mind when it's focused. All that scattered energy becomes a powerful, directed force that's capable of achieving extraordinary things. Here's another brilliant analogy to drive this home. If you light a pile of gunpowder just out in the open, it just goes poof, a quick flash of light, and it's gone. All that power is wasted. But if you take that same gunpowder and put it inside a gun, containing and directing its force, it can fire a bullet a tremendous distance. Focus is the barrel of the gun for your mind. It channels your potential into real, tangible power. So, all of this brings us to our final section, the first step to success. Because when you follow these rules and you really harness that power of focus, certain core virtues just begin to emerge naturally. These are the building blocks, the very ladder to success. So the whole point is that it all leads right here. These 4 pillars are the mind from which all good qualities spring. Stability of mind, a natural cheerfulness, firmness in your decisions, and an unwavering honesty. When these qualities awaken in you, anything becomes possible. And notice the foundation supporting all of it. It all rests on physical health, which brings us right back to those very first rules we talked about. A healthy body is absolutely essential for a healthy and powerful mind. We've walked through the problem, the rules, and the incredible power of focus. So now, the only thing that really matters is action. Looking at everything we've just covered, from a simple glass of water in the morning to the deep practice of focus, the question isn't whether you can awaken your power, it's what your very first step is going to be.